Bam! Check it out, guys. I got me a front end for my CRX, a fiberglass front end, one piece. This is pretty cool. This is some old school stuff. I think it'll go very nice when I do the changes on the CRX in the future. I don't know when I have time, but it's pretty nice. It's painted already, but it's been sitting for a while. The paint, the clear coat's been fading, but of course it's gonna get repainted anyways. And yeah, it's pretty nice. Big shout out to Bruce, my buddy. Thanks to him for hooking it up, supporting the cause, racing cause. Yeah, it's nice and light. All fiberglass, has all the brackets and everything. So yeah, that's it right there. Bam! Clean. Alright guys, this is my first time doing K-Pro, so just gonna go for it. Everything's installed and everything's hooked up. Okay. Okay. And batteries hooked up, grounds are on, everything's hooked up. Fuel in the tank, lines plumbed, everything's good to go. So we're gonna hope that it works and hope that I can do this on K-Pro. Shouldn't be too hard, but let's see. Okay, so I believe we got a new calibration. We're just gonna go off the stock one for right now. Let's see what it does. Stock. Fuel maps it there. Take that off. And disable this. Just to let you guys know, I am no tuner. I'm gonna have somebody else tune it for me. So I think everything's good there. Now we're gonna key on and see if it connects. Oh, fuel pump's going already. 10:30 at night on Sunday, and fucking got it. I got it. Yes. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. The sweet smell of victory. All right, guys, as you just heard, the car started up for the first time. Okay, I didn't run it long because I have no coolant in it, so I just wanted to make sure I could get the car started and I can hear the car start before I start putting coolant inside, because it's a mess if I'm gonna have to drop the whole motor, and I don't want to deal with the coolant stuff. So that's why I ran it for like 5 seconds or so, but it's freaking running, and I'm excited. I had to do a bunch of stuff. You first saw me trying to work with it, just trying to crank it, start it up, and it wasn't working because I didn't know what was wrong with it. It's throwing like 4 different codes, and it was like a VT sensor and all these other sensors, so it wasn't throwing the right codes, and couldn't figure it out. One of my buddy Bobby came by, couldn't figure that out either. So after he took off, it was late, went to sleep and couldn't sleep. And you know those nights where you're laying in bed and all you're thinking about is your car, and just had to figure out what's wrong with it. So I didn't know, I just kept googling stuff, issues, and one of the coils was getting hot. The ignition coils on the first cylinder was getting hot, so I googled up, you know, what that issue could be, and then I came across somebody else's issue, and they found out that they had the wrong harness. So they had a 0506 R6 harness, and that doesn't work with K-Pro for 0204. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to buy a new harness. And right now harnesses are super expensive. They're like, people are trying to sell them for like $300 to $400 just for a stock harness, and I wasn't trying to pay that much. If I'm gonna pay that much, I pay for like a good tucked harness, and I don't really want to spend money on that right now because I still have to upgrade the fuel system. But yeah, anyways, figured out it was the harness. Came out to check if I had the right harness, and I didn't. And it was over a year and a half that I had pulled the harness from the junkyard, and I forgot what year I pulled it from, so I just used it thinking it was the right one, and turns out it wasn't. So I found the cheapest option, which I did some more searching. I read somewhere that Rywire, he did it a lot, converting the 0506 harness into a 0204 spec. So I said, why not? I could probably do it. I do a lot of wiring. So I came out and rewired everything, well, repinned everything to 0204 spec, which was pretty simple. Maybe did it in an hour by just looking at all the pinouts and just making sure everything goes where they need to go. So I did that, and I was gonna wait till tomorrow or next weekend to try to start up, but I was just too excited, couldn't wait. So long story short, you just heard it run, and I am stoked. Woo, sounds good too. Anyways, I'm gonna show you kind of what I did, and for you guys out there who's gonna try to do it, it's pretty simple. It's a matter of just pulling out some pins and repinning them. And yeah, I'm excited, guys. Let me show you. Still a mess in here, but who cares? Car runs. All right, so what I had to do was, there's two plugs right here that you need to rewire or repin, which is the A and B, and then you need to run a negative for your VTC sensor straight to the B plug, and then there's maybe like 3 or 4 wires that only need to be swapped on this and on the B plug, and the A plug mostly everything needs to be repinned. There's some Honda how to repin guides online. Just Google it, they're all out there. You just pull the little clip up and then just push them out. That's what I did. Put them all back in, hooked everything up. I still have a check engine light for IAT sensor, which I'm using the OBD2 IAT sensor from the 99 Civic, and it's probably not reading right, so I'm gonna have to go and get a RSX one and see if that works, because it's throwing the high voltage code. But everything works, guys. Everything's not in place yet. It's a whole mess, but I'm glad it runs. And oh man, I'm just excited. Sorry, might be able to get to drive it soon, maybe. I'm just happy it works. Got this cheap little fuel pressure regulator right here. It works. I'm gonna upgrade my fuel and my fuel lines, but I just want to make sure it runs. Everything works. I had also done my throttle cable. I made a new one using Civic Coupe trunk cable, and that worked out pretty good too. It's being put in the same spot, well, right here on the firewall, using the Civic little whatever this thing's called, and that attaches to the firewall, and it runs back inside my car into the back, and that works for the throttle. All right, guys, and that will do for now. I got it to work. That was my goal, to get it started and running before I finish up everything else. And from now, I think it's gonna be the easy part, which is putting seats, carpet, completely putting all the wires where they need to go, and make a firewall for the back, and then put all the windows in, doors, fenders, and we should be good. Should be good. All right, you guys, thank you guys for checking it out. I'll check you guys out next time.